Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call to order the Mount Holly Township Council meeting of Monday, March 9th, 2015. Can we roll call, please?
Calling the roll, Mr. Brown.
Present.
Mr. DeFalco.
Present.
Mr. Jones.
Present.
Ms. Sykes.
Present.
Mr. Thiessen.
Here.
There is a quorum.
Please stand for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for a moment of silence. Please be seated. Verification notice, please.
This meeting is being held pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act of 1974, and all provisions of that act have been met with adequate notice of this meeting having been published in the Township's two official newspapers on January 12, 2015, published on the Township's website and posted on the official Township bulletin board.
First up, we have communication to a presentation of award for positive workers' compensation results.
On February the 5th, I had the honor of attending the reorganization meeting of the statewide insurance fund and accepting on behalf of Mount Holly Township a plaque for positive workers' comp claim results. Having looked at the claims history of the town for the last couple of years, it should be across the board. The town is doing much better. Claims history has gotten significantly better over the last 2 years, so it's my honor to give you this plaque.
Great, thank you very much. All right, we have the approval of the February 23rd executive session minutes and 23rd regular session minutes. Does council have any comments, questions, corrections to those minutes? If not, is there action on those minutes?
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Brown.
Yes.
Ms. Sykes.
Yes.
Mr. Thiessen.
Yes.
Mr. Jones.
Yes.
Mr. DeFalco.
Yes.
Motion carries unanimously.
Next, we have a section, public hearing, but prior to that, our solicitor George will briefly explain a ordinance that we need to add first reading only, amending the West End redevelopment
Plan.
Yes.
Yes, this is an ordinance by title that I would introduce it tonight for the public's benefit, even though it's by title. Last year, we amended the redevelopment agreement with Fernmore for the apartments, and we also amended the Fernmore pilot. They had a small other swath of land which had no particular use at the time, and the plan with regard to this is to allow 4 extra rental units, and so we need to amend the plan for that purpose. And that's all it is at this point in time. It's 4 condominiums on that one swath right next to the apartments, which will be rentals built by Fernmore.
Any questions or comments on the first reading, by title only, as described by our solicitor? All right. Is there action on ordinance 2015-02?
I make a motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Brown.
Yes.
Ms. Sykes.
Yes.
Mr. Thiessen.
Yes.
Mr. Jones.
Yes.
Mr. DeFalco.
Yes.
Motion carries unanimously.
Next, we have a public hearing. Pursuant to NJSA 40A 11-15, to the inclusion of responsible bidder language in requests for proposals for contracts. Town council desires to insert language into the township requests for proposals for public works contracts, which will read as follows. All contractors must utilize skilled workers who have successfully completed an apprenticeship program or other craft training program certified by the Department of Labor, Bureau of Apprenticeship and Training. Proof of all workers' course completion must be provided prior to beginning work. As a condition of performing work on public works contracts, the general contractor shall perform certification that he and each subcontractor in performing work on the project shall have on-site at least one employee who has successfully completed an OSHA 30-hour construction safety and health course. With that being said, I'm going to open up the public hearing. Anyone wishing to speak in regards to this insertion, please stand up, state your name and address for the record. Going once, going twice, going 3 times, closed. Public session, public hearing is closed. Next, we'll open up matters previously presented by the public. Members of the public are invited to submit comments during the public comment portion of this meeting. The council, pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act, will not publicly discuss personnel matters and may choose not to respond to comments made by members of the public during this portion of the meeting. However, the council will give all comments appropriate consideration and will refer all individual complaints to the township manager or appropriate township representative for resolution. Each citizen will be allotted up to 5 minutes to speak in order to allow everyone an opportunity to express their opinions or concerns. At this time, I open up the floor to the public. Those wishing to speak, please stand up and proceed to the microphone, state your name and address for the record. Saying Randy.
Just briefly, since the presentation I was going to give tonight has been removed from the agenda, I just wanted to give a couple updates. We are going to be submitting this for the Environmental Advisory Committee. We'll be submitting the New Jersey American Water Grant this Friday. We're going to be partnering with the county as they're going to be able to provide equipment to actually plant the seed in the basin. And also we reached out to East Hampton, since we only had 2 small basins, they'll be part of the project, and they're going to also be part of the project, and they'll let us know which 2 basins they want to target as part of the grant. The creek cleanup is going to be moved to May 2nd because there's a conflict with the, on May 16th, obviously, because of the car show. So we're going to be doing it on May 2nd. I would like to invite one of the Township Council members to actually attend our April 20th Water Festival. That's going to be at Fall West School. It's going to be at 8:30 in the morning. It should go to about 10:30, but just to be there, maybe in the beginning to say a few words. If anyone's available, that would be great.
We're writing down to make all of us.
What day was that again?
April 20th?
What day is that again? What day of the week?
Monday?
I'll check.
Wait, you have calendars on your...
It's a Monday.
It's a Monday, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think it's a Monday. And I just wanted to say that our app that we were actually using to collect the data for the township trees was actually shown to Todd Ward at the county freeholders, and he was really impressed with the program. And it might be a possibility that county might actually utilize the program to update us and update the inventory when a tree is made.
Joe Solis? Joe Solis, you said?
Todd Worth.
Todd Worth,
At the
okay.
Todd Worth at County Freeholders Office. I saw the app and he was very impressed on how easy it was to use. They're looking into the possibility of maybe using it to notify us when they take a tree down, because right now they refuse to give us an email, but if they had access directly on their smartphone, they could immediately put the information right directly online into the system. We also have an opportunity to do a tree seedling giveaway again this year, part of the New Jersey Recovery Campaign. We can pick up trees April 2nd, and since that weekend is Easter, I would assume we would give the trees away the following weekend would be April 11th. We just need to decide if we want to actually participate in the program. I can pick up the trees, not a big deal. We can get up to 2,000 seedlings. I'm not going to get that many, maybe somewhere between 100 and 500 if...
How has it been in the past? A lot of people signing up.
We got rid of them all last year. And the weather was kind of bad, so it was kind of iffy. I can't remember. We had, they showed up for it. I mean, we can advertise it, put it out there. If we want to do it again, we can.
I think we should do it. It's a good program.
Yeah, we did it this summer, and how many trees we want to target. That's the only, that was my only question, how many trees we actually want to get. We can give up to 5 seedlings per resident if you want to. And the last thing, I just wanted to know if there was any update on the PSC&G removal of the trees on Madison and Washington, if they're going to be compensating us for those tree removals. Because I know I did reach out to them.
Yeah, we did have a meeting with them, and we're getting there. There is compensation for it, and we're just speaking a dollar amount.
Okay, and we do have a tree list available of other trees that might be more appropriate for street tree planting rather than the general tree to increase the diversity. So we're working on tree lists that could be used to follow up on that.
Perfect, thank you. Anybody else?
Well, yes.
All right, since there's no others,
It'll be
we'll
for the
close
fourth
the
grade.
public portion of the meeting. Next, we have the consent agenda. Before I go into the consent, we have a need to add resolution 2015-45 onto the agenda, which you have here on the desk, a separate document here. It's authorizing modification to federal aid agreement for the pedestrian safety and beautification improvement of the mountain project. And also resolution 2015-46, which will also need to be added on.
Yeah, and that's a resolution to amend, modify, and otherwise supplement the agreement between the township and TRF Development Partners, urban renewal, and to allow and consent to raise the price by $3,000 from $179,000 to $182,000 for the other units, which are not replacement units in TRF
For sale
development
units.
project, the for sale units. And just for the public's benefit, as part of the agreement with TRF, they're a nonprofit. They have a certain pro forma. They have received a grant. The bank, as part of their loan, which it gets paid back, did require them to raise the price by $3,000 to meet the pro forma. And the reason that the township also has to supplement and amend our agreement is because any sales proceeds beyond, if the market increases and they start selling for, say, $195,000, we end up, the township benefits and gets that money back at the back end of this project. But we had to consent to that at the front. When they meet their pro forma and pay their loan, and they come out even on what was submitted, anything beyond that comes back to the township. But they did have to raise the price slightly by $3,000 for those emerging market units. So that's the purpose of the amendment. And the bank, the lender, who's doing the temporary financing on it, we get that resolution adopted. We just became aware of it on Friday.
Any questions from anybody?
No question on that particular. I'd like to see, I have some brief comments, discussion on 43. So you can either do it in consent agenda or outside of your choice.
Okay, I was supposed to do an action to add resolution 2015-46 on the agenda. Since that's not, we are going to copy of 2015-45, but 2015-46 is a roll call. So is there action to add 2015-46 on the agenda as described by our solicitor George?
So move.
Second. Roll call, please.
Sorry. Mr. Brown?
Yes.
Ms. Sykes?
Yes.
Mr. Thiessen?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. DeFalco?
Yes.
Motion carries unanimously.
With that being said, there is now an agenda with resolution 2015-42 through 2015-46. Unless you'd like me to pull 43, we can discuss this separately. Is that fine? So we'll do a consent agenda of 2015-42, 44, 45, 46, the bill list, and the approval of the department reports. That's okay, everybody.
Move to approve.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Brown?
Yes.
Ms. Sykes?
Yes.
Mr. Thiessen?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. DeFalco?
Yes.
Motion carries unanimously.
We're open 2015-43 for discussion.
Just looking into a little bit, over the weekend today, we just need to take maybe a closer look at it. I realize it went into effect from January 1st, so we need to pass it anyway. But the significant increase over 38% increase over 2013, went from 13,500 to 18,000. I'm all for shared services, but when it costs me $5,000 out of pocket, we could probably go outside and do a third party and actually, save that money. So, I'm not sure if this obligates us to, we do have a 30-day out clause, I believe, but if I gotta pay them 18 up front, I'm also use the service. But if we're paying them by month, do you know, Josh, we pay them by month or by?
We said we yearly contract, and they haven't submitted the bill from last year either, so,
They haven't.
yeah,
Okay.
so we pay it once a year.
Yeah, it's, I think next year then we need to take a harder look at it, 'cause,
Do we have other alternatives to make a look at now, or are we stuck?
well, they've been providing the service since January 1st, so you'd have to come up with some kind of a deal to compensate them for the 3 months but, previously, and I think up until 2013, we used an outside contract service, and that may have gone up a little bit, but I don't think it went up by 38%. So,
It was 2 calls per month.
What's that?
We're averaging about 2 calls per month.
2 calls per month. Wow. That's a pretty good gig if you can get it, huh? So, the 24 calls a month for 18,000? I'm in the wrong business. So that's my only comment. Like I said, you know, if we need to pass it, because we're obligated to do so, I think we need to do so. But I think, we may wish to look at other alternatives, either now or at some point in the relatively near
Well,
future.
we could take a look at it closer right now and get some more information. I mean, it's probably not gonna hurt in 2 weeks. We can make a note of that and see if you can break it. I'm definitely, Williamsboro kind of takes the lead on the animal control for a lot of towns. I know that there are also other outside companies that do this, as Jules pointed out.
Well, if we're gonna take a look at it, we'll take a look at it, because I opt to pull it from the agenda, to look on it, see if there's a way that we can, see if there's a replacement that may be more reasonable priced,
I mean, it's
low to 2 calls a month.
not that $5,000 is a lot, but, we can do it with recreation, we do something more
It
than
can be used
$5,000.
elsewhere. Yeah, absolutely.
Are we voting to table it then?
We're just gonna table it for now, yes. So, action table resolution 1543,
So move.
roll call please.
I'll second. Mr. Brown?
Yes.
Ms. Sykes?
Yes.
Mr. Pearson?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. DeFalco?
Yes.
Motion carries unanimously.
The opportunity managers to report about the manager tonight.
I'll follow up on animal control.
George?
Just a quick update down there. Provided that we don't get too much rain, they're going to pour the concrete on those first floor this week, and it's going to be an expedited construction schedule. I spoke with our code department today, and I've also spoken with them. Looks like end of May or into early June for finalization for those first 4 families, replacement homes to move in. We previously identified 3 families. The 4th one has been identified. I don't want to say it publicly just because they probably want to hear it publicly from me unless they've spoken to their attorneys, because we actually selected the last one from among 3 people that the claims submitted to us. So they'll be notified. We ordered all the title reports so that transfer goes smoothly, and everything else seems to be going well down there. Mr. Sensendiver is going to come in for executive session at the next meeting to provide an update on the commercial to the council, the commercial piece. So, and that's all I have.
Next, we have matters to be presented by the public, maybe by the council.
I have no.
Lou?
No.
Jules?
Nothing, sir.
Jason? Okay. I just have 2 things, just a reminder for those who don't know already. The St. Patrick's Day Parade has been postponed to the 29th of March. Start time is noon, as opposed to 1 o'clock. Also, I was thinking about just getting some of the opinions of the rest of the council, starting after Memorial Day, or sooner if you like. I propose people can do it. Meeting start times at 6 p.m. on Monday, and the executive after if we have to. We don't have to.
Tough enough committee here at 7. I mean, I'll do what the will of the group is.
Any thoughts from anybody?
Either way works for me.
Tom and Jules, it's, with me, it's difficult, so. But if everyone agrees to it, then I'll be here.
It was just a discussion.
I know,
We
I'm
were making
just-
any decisions.
Yeah,
I
I'm
just
just
wanted
saying, if
to,
we all agree to it, then
this is an opportunity we can talk and it'd be legal, so.
majority.
This is why I asked.
Majority wins, and it is what it is.
So, if it's difficult, it's difficult. If 7 works, 7 works, so no need to change it works.
Well, we still have to be here at 6 for the executive anyway, right?
When we have it.
When we
When we
have,
have- Right, so my thought process behind it was if we start the meeting at 6, and if our workload isn't as big as it has been, we should be out in 6:15, 6:30 out into executive, and then out by 7, as opposed to starting the meeting at 7. Just we're here or there, so if it's more difficult, I was just thinking the summertime, there's, people to get here,
That works for me.
but we'll keep it on a point to discuss.
I did think of one thing I forgot about, if you don't mind.
No, go ahead.
Can we get somebody to do code enforcement and clearing sidewalks?
Regards to snow removal?
Yeah.
I mean, all over town, in the downtown business district, on the streets. I mean, this is a walking district. And I would say 25% of our sidewalks, there's sidewalks in my neighborhood that haven't been cleared all winter. Forget about, like,
You know,
the
what
last snowstorm.
The sidewalk in front of the Firehouse Cafe, did you see that?
Oh, yeah, right.
That was ice skating rink.
No, until today, when it was 50 degrees, the old bingo place, whatever the hell the name of that place was, that was ice Sunday. You know, let's give out warnings first. Like, you know, it's already too late this year. Let's be, you know, knock on wood, it's too late this year, hopefully. But, you know, maybe next year, you know, and I would say give them a warning the first time, you know, slap their hand a little bit, but.
Do you want to say something, Carol?
I've almost got like 25
Me,
times.
in code
I
enforcement.
think what part of the problem may be, you know, as a resident, you clear it, you put the salt down, it melts, but at night it freezes again till the next morning. And by the time you as a homeowner can get back to it, it's caused havoc in the morning when people are out and about.
Yeah,
It's not that they haven't always done it, some people have, I know in my case.
right.
You do, but then it freezes overnight and the process is all gone because we had like, what, 2 or 3 weeks of very cold weather.
I mean, you can tell the difference between a walk that hasn't been shoveled,
Oh,
period,
trust me, I
and
do.
one that
I know.
has iced over.
So I agree with you. I think, you know, there's gotta be some logic instead of just giving out someone just like their candy. And, you know, maybe a warning the first time.
I'm sure your department has been issuing things.
Well, I wasn't even speaking on that
Right.
part, I'm speaking as a resident.
Right.
I mean, I'm very good at clearing my area,
Right,
but I also have seen, you know, overnight it freezes over because it was so cold at night.
Right.
And people would think that you didn't when you really did.
Yeah, but there, again, you know, the snowplow plows in your driveway or seasonal, you can see that. You know, there's gotta be a hole for the plow to go into. You know, in a lot of cases, it's, you know, if you got 6 inches of snow, it's 6 inches deep, pretty easy to tell.
No, I agree, you can.
That's it, sorry.
All right. With that being said, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
All in favor?
I,
Next meeting is Monday, March 23rd at 7 p.m. Thank you for coming, everyone.